What's up, everybody? Hey, this is our second training video, and we want to keep you updated on some of our policies and some things that you should be aware of as a youth leader. So grateful that you all are youth leaders. But we do have a child safety policy. You know, you've seen it, many of you printed. Most of you have handed these in and signed them and gotten them back to us. But just to remind you, here are some important things you need to be aware of. One, if you're a volunteer, you work with youth in any facet, any way, you're a mandated reporter. So if you see any type of abuse or neglect or harm that a child is doing to themselves or that somebody is doing to them, if you notice any of that, you need to report that immediately. Come see me, come see your ministry leader, whether it's Olivia if you're a 5th through 7th grade leader, or me if you're an 8th through 12th grade leader. If you see anything or you're suspicious of that, you need to report it immediately, and then we'll report that to the authorities. Secondly, we do have a zero tolerance policy here at Westwood, which means, honestly, if you see any illegal behavior or bullying, that's not allowed. If you see that in another leader, please come tell us. Or if we see that in you or any of our volunteers, not allowed, zero tolerance. We don't accept any of that. And that could be one of those things that we're gonna have a tough conversation on. So that's zero tolerance. Thirdly, this is just why we've set it up with co-leaders in small groups, that you are never to be alone with students or a group of students. I know there are times when it's like, man, they just wanna share, they just wanna talk. You are never to be in a spot where the room is closed and you're talking one-on-one with a student. That's never acceptable. We want to protect you, we want to protect the students and the reputation of the church as well. So never put yourself in a position like that. But make sure that there's another adult present, or that a door is open and that you're in a spot where other adults are around. That'll protect you. And then also, if you're in a group where maybe you have to drive students to a location, there are some extreme circumstances where that is the case. One, I would just encourage you, please just have them meet at a location. That's better. Occasionally there will be a time that you have to drop off a student. I will say never be alone with a student, just one student. You need to have at least a few students in the car, and their parents need to know that you are driving them. So we have to have parental consent, or we cannot drive students around at all.
Like them being a mandated reporter, if you see anything illegal regarding either leaders, what they're doing, or students, report it immediately to the executive pastor, Mike Cruiser. Or if there's some things that you're unsure about, just go to Steve and he can definitely report it to the right person. Okay, so physical contact between leaders and students, acceptable forms, you can do brief side hugs, high fives, things like that are great. Some things that aren't acceptable, we've got like piggyback rides, wrestling, that kind of thing. And we should definitely be aware of that. And we want you guys to be warm and welcoming to students, but we also, we don't want you to like turn away a student, but definitely just be considerate of that. And we want you to be able to protect yourself and protect the church. And no tickling. Our last thing is digital communication. Social media is okay to be on with students, but also be aware of times that we shouldn't be talking to our students. So before 8 a.m., after 10 p.m., we shouldn't be doing that unless there's an emergency. And then also just being aware of what's appropriate. If something can be taken wrongly, don't send it. Like pictures, just different jokes. If it can be mistaken for something, don't send it.
So attached to this email is this child safety policy. We want you to look through it and then sign it. The back page, there is a page that you can sign. We need you to sign that and get that back to us if you haven't done that yet. This is incredibly important for working with students at Westwood. So please do that. Thank you so much.